We're focusing on your irons, and your answers indicate you have what we would call a classic slice. So a shot that starts straight or to the left of target and then curves too far to the right through the air. You've also told us that your preference would be to learn how to start the ball on target and keep it straight. The slice is caused by an out to in swing path where the club head is travelling to the left of target through impact, and an open club face. When the club face points to the right of the direction of the swing, the ball curves to the right through the air. For a straight shot, we need a neutral swing path, so we want the club head travelling towards the target through impact, and we need a square club face. When the face points in the same direction as the club head is travelling, the ball will fly straight. First, the swing path. So I have a stick on the ground that's parallel to the target line and lined up around the toes of my right foot. Using that as a reference, if we take the club to the top and bring it down with the downswing that would cause a slice, you'll notice that the shaft is angled outwards in relation to the stick. That puts the club head on the outside of the target line, which means it's going to swing from out to in through impact. Now, if we could bring this club shaft around and get it more on top of the stick, the club head can now approach impact from slightly inside the target line. But it's on a path where it can be arced around us so that it ends up straight at impact. If we angle it even further inwards, the club head would now be in a position where it would be easy to swing from in to out. Now that would be for draws or hooks. So what we want is of course the more neutral one, and that means somewhere between these two extremes, which would be parallel to the target line. So if we can learn how to get the club to come down to this neutral position here, we're in a better place to be able to have a neutral impact. The feeling would be that your downswing is much more with the hands and arms coming down as opposed to the body turning to the target, because the more the body turns to the target, the easier it will be to transport the club out. So your first feeling would be move to the top and then bring the club down. From here we now have the release that's going to take the club from the delivery position to impact. And the key feeling here is that your club head is now approaching impact from inside the target line. It is going to come around to straight because it's moving around us on an arc, but the key difference, the slice is coming from the outside and for the straight shot is coming from the inside. So we've got two main feelings for your downswing. Bring the club down to a neutral delivery and then swing outward towards impact. Secondly is the club face. So with every golf swing, as you go from set up to the top of the swing, the club face will open. Our job is to return the face to square if we want a straight shot. And with your golf swing, you will be opening the face, but not returning it to square soon enough. And that means it's still open when it reaches impact and the ball will slice to the right. So what we need to do is get you to return this face to square a little earlier. We need you to increase the rotation of the club to get the toe of the club to catch up with the heel for impact. That will give you the square face that you need for the straight ball flight. So if we look at our reference point here with the downswing, we're trying to get the neutral swing path, so we're getting the club shaft on top of this orange stick. But now we can look at the club face. The more open the face, the more it will point up, and the more we rotate it towards square, the more the face will start to point down. Now it still won't be square yet, but we still have the release to finish off the job. But if we can get the face starting to look down a little bit towards the ground, we will have done some of the work with the first part of the downswing, so there will only be a little bit of work left. So again, our first checkpoint would be get the club shaft onto the neutral line, which is the stick, and start to feel a little bit of a twist that gets the face to point down. From here, again, we've got the release. So yes, it's moving out towards the ball, but we also need to continue the rotation. So the toe of the club has to be rotating towards the ball so that it catches up with the heel, just as it arrives at impact. That will be a square club face and a straight ball flight. So, 2 moves. Down with a little bit of a twist, and then out with a little bit more of a twist. And it's calibrating these 2 moves that will give you the straighter flight.